You don't have the. You don't have the answers, TJ.
Do you have the answer?
You don't have the answers.
Tony, do you have the
You
answer?
don't have the answers.
You don't have
TJ.
the answer either.
You don't have the answer.
Big up, everybody. Welcome back to TJ Warren TV. Welcome back to another episode of the revamped American Idiots show. If you don't like the way that this layout pops, I don't know what to tell you. This is fantastic. This is the most American thing I've ever seen. Thank you, Connor, very much for the work. It is fantastic. Bro, this is when we met on this morning, I was just like, this is sick. So thanks very much.
No worries, brother. No worries.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I know. See, this guy gets all shy all of a sudden now. It's ridiculous.
The 1700s for doing this for Americans, you know.
Yeah, American Idiots revamp. Hold that. Yes. How about that? How about that? Speaking of, we got an American here. We got Sheik representing the Manchester Red Corner. We will have Flawless here at some point. He is running late. But you know, criminals always run late, so that's totally fine. But Sheik, how you doing, man? You good?
I'm good. Yeah, man. I'm doing absolutely great. Thank you for having me on the channel. Yet again, big up to the chat, big up to my co-panelists, Connor, to you, TJ, to Dow, Flawless, who will be here. And yeah, I'm like I was telling TJ backstage, I'm looking forward to this game. We got a lot to discuss. But make sure you guys are running up the likes and make sure you guys are subscribing and supporting TJ, man. Look at this revamp. I feel like singing the national anthem. That's how patriotic I feel right now. So let's go, man. Let's go.
No, exactly right. Exactly right. Big up. And Dal, how you doing, bro? You good?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. Yeah, caught up on work stuff. Looking forward to a nice weekend. Looking forward to absolute trashing of United on Sunday. And we have to see you guys in the panel and all the people in the chat. So yeah, let's get into it.
Absolutely. And then last and certainly not least, Connor, you good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm solid. Yeah, I'm good, man. Happy it's Friday. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm happy it's Friday. I'm happy it's the weekend, but probably will be ruined on Sunday because I'm
maybe.
It is kind of crazy. You know, our record against United in recent years has been very, very good. As we kind of all know, it's very rare when we do drop points, but well, even in a cup. But you know, I'm getting Jesse Lingard Emirates home feeling right now. You know, in the last time we played them in the cup a couple of seasons ago, I'm getting that kind of vibe at the moment. So I'm not feeling too good about it. But listen, we'll enjoy the rest of the games this weekend. There's some good games tomorrow as well. And yeah, lots to discuss, as Sheik said. And I'm looking forward to the show, man. I'm all good. Big up to the chat.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and big up to the chat. Make sure you're commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that jazz. Flawless will be here, Prime. Don't worry about it. So if you have a video you want me to play, you know how it goes on this channel. It's easy. Just shoot it over to me and I'll play it. Why not? You know. And to Will, big up Will every single time. No, they do not. Bo Nix, baby. Bo Nix. Dal knows what I'm talking about.
They made the playoffs. You guys made the playoffs, right? Yeah, you made the playoffs.
We're gonna go into Buffalo and we are gonna turn over that absolute fraud Josh Allen. Get ready. we might have a little bit of a problem with Patrick Mahomes in the second round, but we'll worry about that when we get there.
It's a tiny problem.
Exactly.
Bo Nix from the big O. Let's get it.
Let's go. Let's get it. Anyway, let's talk about the other type of football. Let's get into Arsenal versus Manchester United. Arsenal coming off a extremely disappointing first leg loss against Newcastle. If you guys did not catch our match reaction about that, go ahead and go watch that video later because it was a doozy.
Do you know? I feel like I smashed that match. Actually, I watched it back fully, and I thought I hit some bangers, man.
Connor's out here pinning 100 medals on his chest. Yeah, I cooked
that match. I can't lie. Like I was. Do you know what? It's so funny. I walk into every match reaction when we lose, saying, "Do you know, I'm not fuming," and then I go on like a 10-minute rant each time. It's so man.
No, dude, I just can't. No, it's Connor. I can't be asked. And then he goes out there and reads us the riot act. Like,
yeah,
I can't join, guys, but I got this 10-minute diatribe about Arteta.
Pretty much. Yeah.
We got Kyle Walsh.
Kyle Walsh, big up Kyle Walsh. Speaking of legends, Kyle Walsh in the building. Kyle Walsh, we need to get you on the show soon if you are available, my friend. I know you got a lot going on, but this guy's the man. Arsenal versus Irving Harper says Arsenal versus United 50-50.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm getting. Let's get into it,
Yeah,
guys.
same
Like
here,
this
man.
is kind of how I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to be. No, I wanted to ask Sheik, and I asked Flawless the same question. So I wanted to ask you while we're waiting on him.
Yeah.
Are you encouraged by what you saw against Liverpool? I mean, obviously, it's easy for you guys to get up against your rivals. I mean, arguably Manchester United, Liverpool, are your biggest rivals. It looked like the boys were up for it, and not only were they up for it, it looked like they're starting to understand Amorim's system. You know, playing wing backs, playing three at the back. I was 2 10s. I was extremely impressed with their work, especially in the final third. You guys just don't have clinical, you guys just aren't clinical enough in the final third yet. You can fix that. But I was extremely, extremely impressed by what I saw. Do you think that was just the boys getting up for it, or is Amorim's system starting to take hold a little bit?
I think it's honestly a little bit of both, but more so it was the boys were up for it. And I said it was very similar to the performance against Manchester City as well, where I also felt in that game, specifically in that second half, the boys were up for it. And that's been the difference when you have your players like Bruno Fernandes, and you guys know how I feel about him and how I like to criticize him every now and then. But I praised him for that performance because in the second half he was our best player, and it's more so to show that, you know, if you do end up playing well, especially if you've been one of the players who I think has been poor in the, you know, in the recent weeks, and this is the guy who's picked up 3 red cards this season as a central attacking midfielder, but when you have a good performance, then it could prove that you can go to a tough ground like Anfield with the form that Liverpool have been on, and have a good performance. And that's more so it. City was the same thing. I know, even though like it was a penalty at the end from Mateus Nunes that ended up leading to us equalizing. Before that, we had the better chances. We looked like the better team. We looked like the team who's going to get the next goal, and that's really it. Like even our manager said it after the game against Liverpool, where it wasn't more so a system. It's not like he did anything different. It was just the effort, and the players proved it. Diogo Dalot is another one where I've been very critical of our left-hand side, and that's really where Bruno and Diogo Dalot play, the Portuguese friends, as I like to call them, on that left-hand side. But actually, I don't even like to call them that. I actually call them Dumb and Dumber, but that's just me during my watch along. But yeah, it's just more so left-hand side looked a threat, and that's another reason why we ended up having the performance that we had, because it was not just the right-hand side that we mainly focus on. Our left-hand side was able to produce something, and that's what I'm kind of getting to, is like it's a little bit of both. It's like Ruben has to obviously figure out, you know, who to play the best lineup, even though I still think that he's kind of struggling with that, and he's going to rotate for this game too. But it's like, how do I utilize the better players? How do I make sure that even though someone's having a bad game, how do I get them involved in the game in terms of the system and all that type of stuff? And that's really it. And that's how I look at this game too. The performance is definitely a plus. Like it's a positive that we took from Liverpool. I think the whole world had us losing that game, including myself. Like I honestly thought we would lose that game, but I was shocked. And just like how he himself, I think Ruben was shocked too, to see that, okay, we can actually have a performance like this, build on it. And I think that's the best way for us to build on it, is go into this Arsenal game. We've obviously seen the performance that you've had against Newcastle this midweek. We've also seen the last time we played you guys and how we performed then, and look at all those things and put them all into factor, and then go into this Arsenal game to win. And that should be the only thing. I know he's going to rotate, and Brian Deere, we were talking about it, he's going to be like maybe starting for us, and there'll be a couple of changes. But similar thing, just if the players are up for it, and I hope that they are, because I feel like we'll get into Arsenal and your guys is going into this game, but I think this is the pressure's on you guys like a lot, because this is honestly, I've been saying this, your season's on the line, because if you guys agree or not, whether the Premier League is in
we'll
reach,
agree with you.
League, whether the Premier League is in reach, like I'm trying to say this in the most respectful way, but like whether the Premier League is in reach,
don't
or the
you can
Champions
go as
League.
hard as you pause, but you
Go
know
as
what I
hard
mean.
as you want. Pause.
Pause.
Yes.
Pause. But yeah, it's like the season's on the line. If you lose this trophy, whatever meltdown we saw in this Carabao Cup, that will be times 5 if you guys lose on Sunday. So it's like I'm looking at this game in that sense, and I think we as a team should look at that game in that sense as a club too. And go out there and win. You know it's going to be nervy. You know it's going to be one of those type of games. Arsenal and United are always one of those type of games, and our track record there hasn't been good either, like we were mentioning. But it's like, Ruben Amorim, though, away games for him. I was talking about it on Flawless on my channel. Ten Hag had not won a Big Six away game like entirely. Like he had lost
Yeah.
every single one. We had broke down every single game and went through all of them, and he had lost every single one. And now we're with Ruben Amorim. We've gone to the Emirates so far, Anfield, and the Etihad. We've gotten 4 points from a possible 9 in the Premier League, and then just a win and a draw if we're just talking about 3 away games. So it's more so like, yeah, we can definitely set up to win. It's I've predicted a 2-1 normal time, but
Yeah.
it's more so like penalties could be a shout too. But at the same time, like I'm talking about us and all this talk about us, I'm still not gonna sit here and underestimate you guys in terms of a process, as we like to call it, in terms of a squad. You guys are far better ahead of us. Yeah, you have some things that you are missing as well. Like Bukayo Saka is a big, big miss, and considering how some of the players have performed against Newcastle, there are still some worrying signs. And us too as a team, we sometimes fold when there's adversity. If we go an early goal down in the beginning of the game, it could be peak for us. And I've seen that in terms of like evidence from previous games, and it's more so again just effort in terms of us. We go into that second half,
Right.
if it's 0-0, just kind of like we did against you guys in the Premier League game, 0-0 in that second half, and you go into that second half with a more positive outlook, and you can get something. And set pieces, obviously, I don't even need to talk about that. Even bar you guys,
You're gonna see an Olympico. I'm telling you right now.
yeah, no, even like bar you guys, like after we played you guys in the Premier League and we conceded
Like
those
a
set piece
banana.
goals, we conceded set piece goals from different teams against Forest. It was against Wolves technically, so it's like that's definitely an aspect that we still have to look into, considering we are playing the best set piece team in England currently so far. So these are all factors that I hope Ruben Amorim is definitely like looking under consideration, has looked at it from film of the previous game, and that's why like I'm a little bit confident, because I feel like we've just come off a good performance. You guys have not so come off a good performance, and the talk around Arsenal Football Club is a little bit negative currently, and I just feel like we need to capitalize on that, and that's how I think maybe we can get something from it. But do I think Arsenal will turn up? 100%. I think you guys do turn up, and I think you guys try to have a response based off of this last performance. But it's again the same issues that we're going to get into with Arsenal: the goal scoring, the attack, the creation, the ability to finish your chances. All of those things will be in question, but it's going to be a great game regardless.
It's going to
looking
be a
forward to
great
it.
game. I don't think it's going to be like a runaway in either direction. Like there are a couple of Arsenal fans that are moving like we didn't just lose 2-0 at home. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And that's what I want to stop us from getting carried away with. Like there are people out here that I wasn't expecting us like telling me they're going to run away with it 2-0 or 3-0. I just don't see that confidence. I mean, and I would expect Arteta to play a strong lineup only because we don't really have a lineup outside of that. And I would love to hear Dal and Connor's predicted starting 11s, but I mean, typically in first round cup ties or in round 3 cup ties, whenever we enter in to the FA Cup, we're playing the kids, but we're playing Manchester United. Like this is not, we need to be beating, in my opinion, our biggest rivals.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter where it is. And you guys are defending the FA Cup.
We are, yeah.
So we need to be taking this seriously. We're going to be out there in our no red campaign jerseys, which historically we've been absolutely awful in. Like, and I understand that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but
yeah,
it's a mentality thing with this club. And I think mentality is something that's been seriously lacking. And that's why a lot of people in the chat, big up Mr. Robo, is saying this right now. Like they want this guy out. And I mean, I'm in that same boat. But if you can't get up against Newcastle United and Manchester United, man, something's got to change. Gal, how are you feeling about it, man? Like,
I'm feeling like with a previous comment said 50-50. I like she well said. You laid it all out perfectly. You're on the upswing. We're on the downward spiral. If you can get that fight and that urgency like you did against Liverpool, you'll beat us. If that urgency and that fight doesn't come to fruition, we will beat you. It's that simple.
yeah.
And it's going to be down to mistakes. I'm predicting a 2-1 as well. I see both teams are going to score, right? I think that's a given from what we've seen lately, especially if Calafiori is at the left. Oh, Jesus. And you have talented individual players, but the collective still needs a lot of work, right? Just where, like you said earlier, which you hit the nail on the head, us as a collective has gone through the process, right? So we're kind of used to each other. We're used to what the other's got to do. And I know some of your players are still, I think, in some instances, figuring that out, along with the players, but also along now with the new system. So with those two things being said, I do give us the edge of the 2-1, also because it's home and the recovery from Newcastle. So that's why I think we're going to win it. But it could very easily be penalties. It could easily be 1-1, right? It could turn out 3-2. It could be 4-3 because both defenses right now are sus. I don't care what anyone says. Saliba and Gabriel are not the same as they were the season before last.
Facts.
Last season they were good,
100%.
really good, but the season before that they were the best in Europe, and I will put that up against anybody. This season, not so much.
Yeah.
And I think there's a real loss of communication in our back four. I think David Raya is not near as good as what he was, and he's prone to mistakes now. And I do believe, like you said, it's kind of coming undone. The fan base is 100% split right now. And Inzaghi's the only one that can fix it, guys. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. But again, I think Sheik pretty much summed it all up really, really well. It's just going to be a battle of wills. Technical ability out the window. It's not going to matter. It's going to matter who's up for the fight. But I got to give my team a 2-1.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one too. Connor, how you feeling, man?
It's a bit tricky because I think it's more on United at the moment because, because we've had a real big drop in momentum. They've just had a really good game against Liverpool, where in my opinion, it's not even a fact. A lot of Liverpool fans I've heard saying that it was the fact that they had a bad day. I think it was actually the fact that United actually turned up and decided to play football.
Right.
I actually think United deserved to win on that day. It's just a shame that Harry Maguire deserved
Harry
to
Maguire
be his normal self. But I think they've got more momentum than us, and they've actually got we've both got something to play for. This game is huge because if it does end up in it being one of us or them being in a final this year, probably more likely Man United than us. If Man United do win the FA Cup this year, they've got the same amount of FA Cups as us. So there's no more of that excuse of most FA Cups. So that's Arteta ruining Arsene Wenger's tenure for winning 7 of them and putting us up there. So for me personally, I'm putting it on United to really have a game plan and go out there and really get the win. I think there is going to be goals. When it's always an Emirates game, there is always goals from both sides, whether it's United scoring 1 or 2. We always seem to score 3 or 2 as well. So I think there will be goals. I just hope that personally, the defense is awake for this one. Personally, myself, I still highly rate my centre backs. We're the best defense in the league still. 18 goals conceded. I love I really do love our defense. It's the attack that just pisses me off so much. I think defensively, we have the odd slip up, but I think that is our area where we're perfect. It's the attack. It always has been the attack with Arteta. We always struggle to get on the front. Well, no, we don't struggle to get on the front foot because we're always on the front foot. It's breaking that final pass to get into the final third. It's always that. And, United now have this back 5, and that could play into their hands. I personally think that United are going to soak up all the pressure and hit us on counters because, they were doing that against at Liverpool at times, and it was working. And I think they're going to do the exact same thing. So for me personally, I mean, a back 5 to Arsenal is like kryptonite, in all honesty, because we can never seem to break anything down. Havertz is awful in the box. You'd think a player like that could, do better, but he's awful in the box. We've got our key winger out. It really isn't playing in our favour at the moment. It sucks when your defence is the best part of your team, when you really need to be, keep scoring goals and getting your momentum up. But we need that killer striker at the end of the day. So, but that's obviously not going to happen this season, that's for sure, especially not January. But for me personally, the momentum's on United. It's on us as well. But I think in terms of results, we've had 2 stinkers in the last 2 games. They've had a really long break, and they're going to be back firing after this game against Liverpool. So hopefully for their sakes, they're going to want to be up for it. I'd rather them not, but I think they are. Honestly, I do think we're going to lose this game. I really do. I don't know why I'm getting vibes of Jesse Lingard back when he started dancing all over us, and that was a massive meme at the time. So for me, I honestly do feel a loss, and that is on the basis of the fact that we've had 2 really poor results, and to win games, you've got to be scoring goals. And we aren't looking fantastic up front at the moment. You know, ever since that Palace game, we've just dropped. It's weird because it's the same. It's practically the same team. Yes, Saka's out, I know, but come on, man. You know, you've got to learn to adapt. And this is all on Mikel Arteta. You know, all these years we could have bought a backup right winger to have for Saka, and we've gone out here and bought Raheem Sterling. Whoopie do, and I think he's still injured. So it's like this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when your manager doesn't think with his head and actually go ahead and bolster the squad where it needed to be bolstered, or actually get the quality in that we should have got. You know, I know because it's away from the game, but the comments I'm seeing from him today have pissed me off massively. The fact that we're not spending like other clubs. I genuinely believe our manager is on crack, and I wouldn't mind knowing the dealer because I need some of that after an Arsenal game. You know, I genuinely believe he is honestly deluded. How can we not be spending the amount of other teams? We're outspending majority. I think we've outspent Madrid in the last 5 years. I think we've outspent, you know, major teams. You know, it's like
City in one case.
You know, so it just blows my mind the fact that he's come out and said that and all this stuff. And by the looks of the way he's talking, we're not going to sign anyone this summer, this January. But anyway, beyond the point, you know, we're talking about the game in it. You know, at the end of the day, I personally do think United are going to pull something out of this. Just the way our form's been. If United give that performance they gave against Liverpool, they're not going to be easy to defeat. And I think they could go ahead and get a win. Warren, get out of here, man. That's my mate. Get out of here, Warren.
Big up Sofia's football talk, by the way. Big up Sofia.
But yeah, I personally think we're going to struggle, and I think we're going to very much struggle to get a win here. And I'm really thinking United could pull something off, personally, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm starting to think about who are going to be our impact players. Obviously, I think that, you know, again, just going off the Liverpool match and seeing the players that have come through for United, and I can't stop thinking about how well that rat bastard, I can't stand him, Bruno Fernandes played. He played the game of his life against Liverpool. Ugarte's been playing very, very well under Amorim. You got the new contract, newly contracted Ahmad. He's going to be ready to go. Like, we could talk about Arsenal here in a minute, but Sheik, I was curious, who do you think your key guys are that need to show up? And I think one of your strikers needs to show up as well. I think Højlund or Xerxes, either one of them.
Yeah.
But who are you thinking really needs to be up for it?
Yeah, just real quick, because I wanted to get to one point that
Sure.
Connor was talking about the defense as well. I was gonna say, like, your guys' defense will be good against us because we have a striker who likes to wrestle people. He was there on Monday Night Raw on Netflix also. I don't know if you saw him. Højlund was there. He appeared.
Yeah, but Havertz a
but yeah,
tag
it's
team,
like,
bro.
yeah, it's this. Like just how Connor was basically saying how the attack is a worry for them. It's the same thing for us. It's like defensively, when we played against you guys as well in moments of the game, especially in that first half, we nullified you to a certain extent in that formation with that 5 at the back, even when you had Bukayo Saka and Odegaard on the pitch. So it's like same thing for us is I'm kind of more confident in our defense, even though De Ligt had an absolute horror game at Anfield. But I've always been a lot more confident with our defense, even under Ruben Amorim, even at times with under Ten Hag. Like, I thought our defense, to a certain extent, with the amount of 20 shots that we were conceding every single game, we, to a certain extent, patterned up quite well. So the attack is going to be an issue. Like, the reason why I say your defense is going to be fine, because Højlund does nothing. He's literally a player who people like to say he's good at holding up the ball. He's not even good at that. His decision making is terrible. Doesn't know when to make the right runs. Can't finish. He had one of the best chances in that game against Liverpool, 1v1. It's a shame that Lisandro Martinez a couple of minutes later had to show him how to finish a chance like that, because he pretty much scored from the same angle. But yeah, it's like these are problems that he's going to have, and I can say this like just going into this game. If you guys notice against Liverpool, he wasn't trying to do a lot of that hold up, because you can't do hold up against Konate and Van Dijk. They will bully you. They're going to absolutely bully you every single time. It's going to be the same thing against Gabriel and Saliba. Whether they've been in good form or not, these are good quality center backs. And he struggles against he honestly struggles against all type of center backs, but you're putting up quality center backs in front of him, he's going to struggle. And do I expect him to make the right runs or try something different in terms of his game? No. So we're going to have problems scoring, and then that's where I'm looking more towards my players, and that's when I'm going into the question that TJ was asking, the likes of Ahmad, the likes of Ugarte, the likes of Kobbie Mainoo. I want to see him play well, like be maybe in that 10 position or start off as like an 8. There's a couple players, only a handful, like Mainoo, Ahmad, Mazraoui. Some people in our defense that I could mention, Martinez, De Ligt, like if they start. But it's more of a question of I know he's going to rotate. Me and Flawless, big up to Flawless. We were
Big up
talking about
Flawless
it
every single time.
we were talking about it on my channel, and we were basically saying how we think Ahmad's going to get rotated, so he's not going to start. So if that's the case, then yeah, what is the game plan? Do we try to keep it 0-0 towards the second half? Do you then make your changes at the start of the second half or around the 55th minute? Because we've seen that he does that around times. That's really it. And our biggest concern, in terms, for me at least, I would say, is our attack. Like, our attack is dreadful. If our right hand side's not having a good game, our whole attack is not going to have a good game, because that left hand side is just non-existent. There's no point trying it on that side. So again, it just goes to effort. If Dalot and Bruno actually turn up the way that they did against Liverpool, we'll be fine. And that's all I'm asking for, is have a good performance, have a better performance than how you have been in the last couple of weeks. And I get it, maybe you're not a wing back in this system, and you're not a wing back as a player, you're more of a fullback. And I get it with Bruno, you're more of like an 8 or a 10 that can play in this type of system. Cool. Try to also figure out how to get your better players into the game. How would I say, accustomed to them, and try to get them more involved if you're not having a good game. But we'll see. That's more so it. Like Connor said, the attack is the worry for you guys. The attack's the worry for us too. And it's always going to be a worry unless some of these guys are still going to be here. And I look to the bench, we have Garnacho, who's another worry. So even if we need a goal, we have to bring guys like that off the bench to score a goal. So yeah, the handful of players, like I mentioned, to your question, TJ, Ahmad, Mainoo, Mazraoui, these are the guys that I would really trust. Ugarte going into this game.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just I saw Ugarte play for
he's been
for Uruguay when he came to the States, and I just thought he was such a great player, and I thought he was just so underutilized and wasn't really good against in Ten Hag's system. But since he's come in there, it's just applied to his game so well. Yeah. I think this game is won and lost in the midfield. I mean, the flanks, I think we can all agree, and I want to get Flawless's feedback on this. I think we can all agree that both of our flanks are absolutely awful. The wing play for both squads is not, well, you guys don't really play wings anymore, but the wide players for both teams are awful. So it's just an absolute shit show out there, in my opinion. But I'll get the same question over to Flawless. First of all, big up Flawless every single time.
Blessings,
my guy.
Man.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man, apologies on the lateness, man. I was just sorting some stuff out. That's all. Family stuff. So that's why
no
I'm
worries,
late.
bro.
So
no worries, bro.
On that. That's why
no worries, bro. And then Prime asked me to play this. I don't even know what it is, but we're gonna just play it.
Yes, Flawless, you fake fraud.
Oi, we've got Arsenal in common and we all hate
No, listen.
Shout out Ozzy, man.
Big up Ozzy every single time.
That's crazy, yo. That's the first time he was on my channel as well on the show, and he said that. Shout out to Ozzy.
That was a violation. I'm not gonna lie.
But
to make your entrance.
But how are you feeling about the game? Are you feeling confident? Who are your key players? Give us your feeling right now, especially after these results this past week.
Yeah, feeling confident because of the Liverpool game. Because had we got battered in that Liverpool game, as most people expected, including myself, it would have been a whole different energy and a whole different conversation going into this game. So the fact that we managed to get that result and put in the performance as well, more importantly, does give me confidence. I think he rotates. I've said this. I think he rotates. So I think it's a question of keep the game as close as possible, even if that's 0-0, or let's say we're even a goal down. Preferably, of course, a goal up, and then he brings on the likes of a Diallo, for example, a Mainoo. I think he's going to ring the changes. He set out his stall in the game against Spurs, where he stands on domestic cups this season. He don't take them as important, and I think his selections will show that. Reports have already come out today stating that Bayindir is going to play. So I said this even before I seen that if you don't see a De Ligt, a Mazraoui, an Ugarte, a Mainoo, a Diallo, don't be surprised. I will not be shocked if we see 5-6 players who he's played regularly, which obviously plays into Arsenal's hands. But if these players go out there and apply themselves, then yeah, I'm saying Xerxes or Malassi, if these players go out there and apply themselves, then they got a chance. There's more pressure on Arsenal going into this game. You're at home, you're the better side, you're favourites for the game. Very much like the Liverpool game, where it's all eyes on us, especially after your last game as well. Especially the fact that this is the most realistic chance now of you lot winning a trophy as well. So I think more of the pressure is on Arsenal. It'd be interesting to see what type of team Arteta picks, because he picked a very strong lineup in the Newcastle game. I expect him to do the same. I think he'll pick a strong lineup in this. But am I confident of us getting a result? Yes, it's just about us applying ourselves. We go there and apply the game plan, we'll be fine, even if it's extra time, even if it's penalties, like either or also with them. And if we manage to go a goal up, that place will become extremely toxic for those Arsenal players. If we go a goal up, the crowd are going to be on their case if we go a goal up. So
let me ask you a question.
Yeah, of course. Go on.
Do you think Gabriel and Saliba have been kind of down tools a bit this season?
Down tools? No, I don't think they've down tools. I think they've just, when you are at a certain level, once you fall short of it and start making mistakes, you get critiqued. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Gabriel is a quality centre-back, as is Saliba. Those two in tandem as a pair have been one of the best. To me, the best, what you could argue is between them two and the Liverpool two elsewhere in Europe. But let's say one of the best centre-back pairing in Europe. So when you get those accolades, and rightfully so, once you start making the odd mistake here and there, you're going to get critique because we don't expect that from you. I don't expect Saliba to make mistakes. I don't expect.
Look at Van Dijk. Look at Van Dijk. As soon as he makes a mistake, it's Van Dijk.
Everyone's on it. Yeah,
listen, I'm not saying obviously Saliba's on the level yet of Van Dijk. I hope he is in a couple of years. But I think our defense. Listen, we had that one slip up against Brighton, and obviously Saliba's game against Bournemouth obviously wasn't great having that red card. But you know what? I don't think our defense is the problem. I think we've got a solid back line, man. Listen, don't get me wrong, the left-hand side is a bit hit and miss. I think once Ben White's back and we can have Timber maybe on the left, even though he is predominantly better on the right, I think maybe integrate Calafiori a little bit more. But, in terms of our two centre-backs, we've got the best defence in the league for a reason, because we've got two quality defenders. And,
we're going to have six best defenders. I've never looked at Arsenal and go, you're suspect defensively. That's the biggest compliment I think
when we're at our best, we're on
our left side is so shaky, man.
I mean, let's go. I mean, with Crystal Palace, we gave up goals. We obviously lost to Newcastle. I've said before on Tony Klopp's show just an hour ago. Shout out TC.
Big up Tony.
I know they're good. They're two of the best in Europe. I get that, but they are not as good as they were 2 seasons ago. And even just said that.
But we've actually conceded less goals this season so far than where we were last. I think it's in my opinion, it's the attack. I think it's the best.
I think you have to take the Newcastle game into consideration that they are facing Isak, who is the most informed striker in the league. To me,
somebody should have told our entire starting 11 that.
It was also
Saliba was shaky too.
I put that first Isak goal. I'd put that first Isak goal down to Nicolas Hojbjerg or Mikel Arteta. Why is Martin Odegaard even marking him in the first place?
Yep.
Why have you got Martin Odegaard marking Isak? Why don't you have a Ciro Gabriel marking him? That's the question I got to throw there.
Those are the questions I'm asking, though, right? I mean, those are the situations that we've seen over the last 3 or 4 weeks. We pounded Crystal Palace, but they still scored goals. I think there's a fragility there in the back line that wasn't there last season and the season before. I guess overall, that's just what I'm. I'm seeing.
But at the moment, listen. Maybe if we really do mess up in this game, then maybe. But the fact that this has been our best defensive record so far in terms of a Premier League season, like at this point after 20 games, I can't sit here and complain. But the one thing I will constantly complain about is our attack. It really is, in my opinion, our weak link. And I think we've highly downgraded our midfield now with Mikel Merino. Jorginho is shocking. It really is crazy, actually. I do think, in terms of, what we've got at the moment. I mean, we Sheep brought up benches earlier. Our bench is just as bad. We actually currently, I don't know if Raheem Sterling's fit tomorrow, but if he isn't, we don't have an attacking sub to bring on, I don't believe. Maybe apart from either whether it's Trossard or Jesus. Because obviously, if it's going to be Havertz, Martinelli, Trossard, that means Jesus on the bench. Or
wouldn't be surprised if he plays Havertz in the midfield, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, then if that's the case, then we're playing Jesus, then that's no attacking options on the bench, which is what United were at at one point. They had absolutely zero attacking options. I think the best that they had was like Eriksen and Anthony. So that obviously we're a bit past that now. They got little bit more depth, but even so, I think it is crazy to think. Listen, I think when we've got a fully fit 11 with no injuries, I do think obviously our squad is a bit better than United. But in terms of our depth, we're 5-6 years into a process. These got just kicked off a couple months ago, and they've currently probably toe to toe. It's not a lot, but have got a more somewhat fixed bench than us. I mean, what we've got at the moment is absolutely shocking. So
we'll have 4 academy players on the bench.
Well, of course we will. That won't even see the light of day. I mean, I'm not saying that they should, but so it's just
not tomorrow.
It comes down to the fact
Sunday.
of recruit. Yeah, it comes down to the recruitment of the fact of recruitment. Sorry, but obviously that's a bigger hole to deep into. But yeah, for me personally, tomorrow I think United up front. It's difficult because obviously they're still at their wits' end with their attack and goals. They are still struggling now and then. It is rare when you do see United really on form up front. They're still lacking goals this season. At the end of the day, for me personally, the way I see tomorrow, I could be wrong. Sheik and Flawless do correct me, or Sunday, sorry. I think it's going to be a case of United are playing a back 5, well, back 3, but it obviously goes to back 5 when they defend. It's going to be very tight. Pause. It's also, fuck's sake.
That was not a pause.
Hey, you know what? Like I've said before, like I've said before, depends who's involved, man. That's what I want to say. Depends who's involved.
Listen, it's going to be it's going to be a close together defense. It's going to be a close together defense. This is going to be a tight defense. We know what Arsenal's like with defenses like that. We struggle, man. We struggle, and I think United will then go ahead and progress and hit us on the counter. I think that's how it's going to play. I don't see a toe-to-toe match like I did with Liverpool. I can't see it because everyone's got us figured out, man. Everyone's got us figured out. It's the same story with Arsenal. It's going to. Do you know what? I'm going out on Sunday to watch this game in it, and I'm good because I prefer to socialise and watch it. In all honesty, so
you got a shoulder to cry on when we lose.
Because we're probably. I mean, again, Sheik and Flores, please do. If you think you know what Amorim's game plan will be, I really would be interested to hear. But if it is going to be the case of we're going to hold the ball, because United do like possession. To be fair, they do like.
That's
to hold
why,
possession.
You're right in that sense.
The fact that I can picture us holding possession, passing, trying to get a ball through, and it's never going to happen. And then it's going to be a counter attack. And I think with our high line, it could affect us. And so. That's my question. I mean, I don't want to take over the show, TJ, but I'm actually quite curious.
No, go for it, man.
Panel
discussion.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, because I mentioned it earlier too. I feel like because he has the situation that we're in is we have to rotate players. He's talking about it already in terms of rotation, like the goalkeeper. I can definitely expect Ahmad to be benched. I could see maybe Maino being benched. I can see Euro start because he came off the bench against Liverpool. So I think it's because of the situation that we're in. I kind of agree with Connor. It could be a type of thing where we're waiting until, let's say, the first half of we can nullify you, kind of like how we did in that first game in the Premier League. Keep Odegaard quiet and not concede too many chances. I can't believe I'm saying this. Not concede too many set pieces in our situation. But yeah, I think it's going to be like we nullify you for however long that we can, and then he makes those changes, those proactive changes around the 55th minute, 60th, maybe even the 70th. Pushing up to it, but he makes those changes and then smash and grab where we put in that effort like how we did against Liverpool and we score a goal. So I think that's how it's going to be, because even the Liverpool game, it's not like we outplayed Liverpool entirely. They had chances that they could have scored as well. The McAllister chance, the Van Dijk header. They had a couple of chances that could have altered the scoreline as well, but it's more so just us being in the game and us still, not folding and not any type of adversity, because Flawless knows is like, I say this to him a lot. A lot of the times when we concede 1-0, I'm just like, yeah, Flawless, game over. It's over. Because we know that it's sometimes even a 1-0 lead is a mountain to climb for some of these players. So it's like, it could be one of those things too, where it could go either way. If you guys score early, we fold and it's over. And we're not able to score for the rest of the game. Or the effort, like we've seen against Liverpool, we keep ourselves into the game until a certain minute and then smash and grab. And that's how we end up winning. But I kind of agree with what Connor's saying. And it does kind of make sense as well. So. That's me though.
Yeah, no, I hear it 100%.
Muted, Flawless. You're muted, by the way.
The idea will be for it to be like a smash and grab, but we have been attempting to keep possession, and we've done that in all the games. Like all that, it's just that people do too much results-based analysis that has been, no matter the opposition, no matter if it's at home or it's an away game, against City, against Liverpool, those are the two games people will point to where there was large parts where we had the ball. I know Liverpool in the end, they outdid us, but it was only by 3%. City, I'm not sure, but I know it was close. And I know at parts, we had more possession. That'll be the game against Arsenal as well. So it won't necessarily be Arsenal with the ball and we aim to hit them on the counter. Plus, I was thinking, as Connor was saying, that I don't even know who we're going to play in attack. If it is Xerxes, who does he go? Does he go Xerxes, Eriksen, Anthony? Is that the front three that he decides to go with? I'm trying to think of what attackers we have.
The front three. Oh my
Yeah, that front three ain't it. But
Anthony and
think about
lineup.
think about it, Sheik. What
Yeah,
front
that's
three
true.
is he going to go with?
I think he
probably
starts
won't.
Cass because he hasn't been playing Cass for a while.
Yeah.
So
I was
think he
thinking more
starts-
so the front three. I think Casemiro will start, but like,
then
what does he
I-
start? Garnacho?
So if he starts Cass and he plays with Garte in the midfield, that means he could play Menu, or he could play Bruno, or he could play both of them as the 10.
Oh yeah, shit. Bruno's gonna play. Bruno's
Bruno's
gonna
gonna
play.
play.
Bruno will
So
play.
he could potentially play both of them as the 10s with maybe Xerxes. I don't
Nah,
know. I don't think he
what?
plays Hoyland though. I don't.
I think
he
it'll be
plays
Bruno. I think it'll be Bruno, Garnacho, Xerxes. I think that will be the
Xerxes.
front three.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Yeah.
he goes with. And then Casemiro, does he play Agate? I hope so, because hopefully
Yeah.
we finally actually get to see
Otherwise,
Casemiro and Agate.
Yeah, otherwise he'll
He
play
might
maybe
rest
Meno.
Mano still. Does he
Might
play
do that
Mano?
too. Then
Because
he'll
Mano
play
played
Bruno.
against.
He'll definitely play one of the Bruno or Menu. He'll definitely.
He'll play
one
Bruno.
of
No,
them.
Bruno's playing. Bruno's
Bruno,
playing.
yeah.
100%. So I think Mano might be benched. And hopefully this might be more wishful thinking that we do finally see the Agate Casemiro. No, I want to see Agate and Cas.
Yeah,
If
I
that's
should
the
say
midfield,
Bruno.
I want to see that.
If
Yeah.
Bruno's your
Hey.
number 10, those two in the front of the back four would be very, very good.
I've wanted to see that
That's
for
a
a
good
minute.
combination. Ugarte
Wing
and
backs, he
Casemiro.
probably-
He's
yeah.
lost a little bit of a pace, but he knows, bro, his vision is like second
Yeah.
to none. You can
Yeah.
pick a
Yeah,
pass
again, Tash,
anywhere.
you says.
I hear that, Ashley.
it's so
I
true,
hear that,
though. That
Ashley.
is so
100%.
Ashley, you know what it is? It's name
This
only.
is
That's why.
so
Because it's a big game because it's Manchester United Arsenal. We could be 20th and they could be 19th, and this will still get spoken about. That's why you see so many previews in the YouTube space. This is why you see so many previews and so much coverage in the mainstream. It's because it's United and Arsenal. This is two teams with the loudest fan bases, in particular on socials. It's going to be spoken about. 100%.
The loudest fan bases and the deadest attacks right now.
Yes, 100%.
The loudest fan base been saying nothing.
Social media derby. They don't call it the social media derby
it's the
for a
social
reason.
media derby, and it's gonna have eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
It's good. People are gonna watch it, guaranteed. Well, the rest of the games are dead, but Manchester United Arsenal will always be on TV because people will always watch it. People will always, just for nostalgia purposes, people will watch it because it's Manchester United Arsenal. So, and there's the FA Cup fourth round at stake. But like I said, if we go there, implement the game plan, and we might actually see Casemiro and Agate together, I fancy our chances in the game. I do.
Casemiro sighting. Casemiro coming out of nowhere. Okay, I want to ask my Arsenal brethren here.
Oh boy.
I don't want to talk about this, to be honest with you, because I'm just gonna get angry. So I'm gonna try to get it. I'm gonna try to get it out of the way as soon as possible.
This is therapy, TJ. It's therapy.
Yeah, no, yeah, and you know what? And smash the likes, by the way. These are some of my favorite people I've met on YouTube. These guys are absolute real ones. Make sure you smash the likes. Make sure you're subscribing. Sarcasm City TV, Chic TV in the title. It's easy. You just go there, you click it, and you hit subscribe. That's it. That's all you do. If you live under a rock and you haven't subscribed to these guys already, I don't know what you're doing. You can catch Chic over on Sarcasm City TV on that fraud Don Husam's channel on A-listers, and you can obviously catch Flawless on Sarcasm City TV and the Back Again podcast with Troops and everywhere else. Let's be honest. So starting 11th for Arsenal. If I see Calafiori anywhere near this lineup, I'm going to lose my mind.
You will.
And I feel like this is going to be and I know there are certain people in the fan base that are still making excuses for this guy. I think he's awful. I think he's absolutely brutal in the final third when we need him cutting in. I don't think he's confident on the ball at all. He looks like X used to call what's his face who used to play striker.
Colombian PS4. Oh right.
Yeah. Well, no. The guy, the Uruguayan guy who used to play striker for you. Who was it?
Oh, Cavani. You talking about
Cavani? You used to call him like the Westerosi horse that like that was like. I think this guy is the Italian horse that is just completely out of control out there. His mane flowing in the wind, all this crap. I think he's been awful. I really want to see Miles Lewis-Skelly start again. He's confident on the ball. He gets involved in the final third. This is nothing you guys haven't heard me say before. We play our strongest back line, which is Gabriel Saliba, Timber, Miles Lewis-Skelly. Then you play Rice, Partey in the back. I want 100% effort here. I don't want to see Jorginho. I don't want to see any of our scrubs coming off of the bench. I don't want to see Partey at right back. I don't want to see Kai in the midfield. Kai sits bench for me on this, in my opinion. I don't want to see him on the wing. I don't want to see him playing left back.
Anywhere.
I don't want to see him anywhere. I don't want to see. You know what? Just leave him in the dressing room, as far as I'm concerned. Send him back to Germany.
But he scores goals.
Yeah, whatever. And then on the left, Trossard, because we don't have any chance, or we don't have any choice, and we haven't brought in Marcus Rashford yet. And I told you guys that was going to happen, by the way. And then on the right, I don't want to see Raheem the Dream either. I'm going for the same lineup, which is sad, which is so sad. But if we rotate against these guys, we're gonna get got, in my opinion.
I have a question because I would
love a question.
Does he rotate? Because I just noticed that
No
3 days
fucking
later
way.
you play the North London Derby.
Rotate to what?
Exactly.
You play the North London Derby.
Yeah.
Well, 3 days
We
later,
start
Heaven
in center back. Josh Nichols at right back will get killed.
I don't even think
Like, these kids are good. Don't get me wrong. Like, these kids have a lot of upside, but
yeah, I hear you. There's not much.
I agree with you, TJ. I think it's the same lineup as Newcastle. This is like before I said, this is a United. Oh God, I'm on the big screen.
You're on the big screen now. We're doing this now.
This is United Arsenal. I mean, this is one of the biggest games of the season, actually, for both teams. Let's be real, right? I mean, United would love to beat us to this cup again.
That's why they're going to be up for it.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. We ain't won at the Emirates in the longest. 100%. We due.
The starting
last time
lineup
we did was in the FA Cup, actually. The last time we did win there. Could be in
starting
the
lineup's got to be the same as it was against Newcastle. It's got to be the same.
This chat's hilarious. Yeah, it's got to be the exact same.
I think Lewis-Skelly, though, does stand a chance to probably maybe come in for Calafiori, though. I think that change would be decent.
I think it should
be a wise change, and I wouldn't mind seeing Martinelli up front. Give the kid a chance.
You've always said this. He's been.
I wouldn't mind either.
It's never gonna happen.
Shut up, Steve.
Connor, stop rubbing your face. Because the only reason why I say that is because he dribbles the ball and he's told to slow down. We've seen Arteta slow down. He's dribbling up the wing, looking down. Just put him in the 18-yard box. Look at that one he just blasted in. Who did we play? Or he just put one in a couple weeks ago? Who did we play a couple weeks ago when Martinelli blasted one in for the third goal?
Brentford. Was it
Brentford? No, it was Brentford.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. There you go. Poacher's goal. That's what we need.
Yeah, true.
Poacher's goal. He's not good on the left. He's not good on the right. That boy Martinelli is shite, but you got to play him up front, right? It keeps Havertz out. It keeps Flawless muted. I mean, Jesus on the right.
I'm in that much shock that I'm muted, man. In that much shock, I'm with Connor, man.
On the left, man. But the thing is, TJ, you're right. We don't have the selection of players that we need. We just don't have the selection. I mean, it's peak right now, and of course, everything goes through Saka, which isn't going to be there. Odegaard's going to rub snot in his hair and play on the right side. Declan Rice is going to have to cover for the left and the 6 because Partey doesn't have the legs. And that's why I said it's going to be deep. If United plays a 4-2-3-1 and has Casermo and Ugarte in front of the back 4, we ain't scoring.
They'll play the 5 back.
They'll play 5 back.
Amorim, thank you. But don't they play the 5 back with the 2 center mids?
But they won't. They'll keep that 3 back the whole game. They won't change.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, I got lots to learn about United Amorim then because I don't.
Yeah, Amorim ball is not common in the Premier League.
Right, right.
It's not.
And it looked good against Liverpool, but I couldn't really tell. Like, I couldn't really tell what he was trying to do. To be honest,
I hadn't seen.
Could you say City player? No, you can't really, can you?
I think Wolves play back 3. No?
Oh, that's it. Wolves. Yeah, Wolves. That's it. Yeah,
Wolves do from time to time. Forest do from time to time as well. They're 2 sides. Brentford, sorry, at time to time as well. But it's not permanent like this.
Too much. That's gonna part. It's going to be who doesn't make mistakes, who has the sure will to win. Who wants it bad enough? Declan Price, yeah, I know. Yeah,
Dude, whoever this
terrible.
Ashley is fucking hilarious. I don't know. That's the first time I've seen this. This is hilarious.
When Price
Big up.
is
Yeah,
I'm
that's the first time
I'm
I've
gonna
seen
use
it.
this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
That's
gonna use
no one
this.
ever
I'm gonna
said.
use this.
Well, because we know he's a
Declan Price.
$65 to $70 million player that we got raked over the coals for West Ham. So
Hey, we bought their legend. That's what you got to pay. You got to pay premium for legends, I guess.
yeah, again, TJ, just to end my part, I just think
Go ahead.
it's going to be a sure will of fight. Whatever team has the most fight is going to win it, regardless
Yeah.
of technical ability. That's all out the window. It's going to be who absolutely wants to win it will be the winner of this match.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm gonna put Connor in the hot seat now too. Connor,
You look so
you know,
mad.
I don't think we're gonna change. I don't think we're gonna change our starting 11. You know, until we have to play like, you know, who's still in it? Exeter City. Like, hopefully we get Exeter City next round if we need to play the youth. But we need to get past these guys. What are you thinking?
Bro, if we change our starting 11 like to rotate, I'll be even more pissed off because this is a trophy we need to win, man. I swear to God, if we rotate, I've already said it. I will sit outside London Colney, even if we're going to sign Marcus Rashford. I will sit outside London Colney for 2 weeks straight. Every time them lot come into the training ground, and I'll hold a sign saying "fuck off," especially to Arteta. I swear to God, like,
Damn.
you can't lose
Passionate.
2-0 in the Carabao Cup and rotate. I don't even give a shit about if we've got. When's our next game? Our next game isn't even until what next Tuesday, right? Hold on a minute.
Tuesday
That's
against
3 days.
Spurs.
Spurs.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. No,
Wednesday.
it's next Wednesday. Like, come on,
Wednesday
man. Do me a
against
favor.
Spurs.
Like, come on, do me a favor now. Like, these players get paid enough money every single week to at least be fit for a couple games. Like, come on now. Let's not take the mick here, yeah? This is a competition where currently, and I'll repeat it again, if United win it this season, somehow, I mean, they've done it unexpectedly before while having a shit season, they have the same amount of FA Cups as us. I don't want that. So we put out the best team you possibly can, which is barely anything, but you put out the best team you possibly can. If we rotate or even think about putting Norberto flipping Neto in goal, I don't care if he's played for Barca. I don't care if he's played for Bournemouth. I don't care. I don't even want him in the team. I have a funny feeling he will be because Arteta will see Bayinder's now being allowed to go in. So, let's all play secondary goalkeepers. Woohoo! Let's all join the trend. So that's why we'll probably play Neto tomorrow. But I don't want any rotation tomorrow. I want to win this trophy. I wanted to win the Carabao Cup, but that's gone out the window. And we're not going to win at St. James's Park by 3 goals and keep a clean sheet. So, you know, in my opinion, personally, I think we've got to keep it the same full-strength team. If the players are tired, so what? You're getting paid 200 grand before you get home. So listen, it's all right. It's all good. And in my opinion, I think the players should be playing this game, rotated or not. I don't even think they should. I bet you anything they had a break after that Newcastle game. I don't think they deserved it, but they probably got one. In my opinion, it should be full strength. Go out and get the win. It's Man United, for God's sake. It's not Stoke. Well, Stoke, here we are. It's not, it's not that kind of level of team. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, respect Stoke. Come on now.
Yeah, respect Stoke, man. Yeah.
Chances are they're going farther in this competition than we are. But anyway, keep going.
But it's just you can't rotate your team against Man United. I don't, even if United do rotate themselves, fair play to them. But I don't want to rotate. Let's take this seriously now. It's not a pre-season fixture. It's not a Community Shield game. It's the FA Cup. It's the oldest competition in the country. A cup competition in the country, and we have the most for a reason because we have been so successful in it. So for once, I mean, I don't think we're going to win it anyway, but let's not take the piss and actually not give a shit about it. I mean, Arteta doesn't, but let's actually give a shit about it as fans and as a squad. So I'm expecting a full strength team tomorrow, and if we rotate, I mean, I can't even be asked to come back and rant. I really can't, but. We have to go out in this game full throttle, but
Connor's not having it today.
What we're going to offer up front. I'm tired, Flawless, brotro. I'm tired.
I can tell, man. Yo, this is all man asked you was the predicted lineup, and you're like, yeah.
Bro, do you know what's crazy? I comment every stream. I'm like, I'm not going to rant. I don't have the energy to. I'm not going to give Arteta the energy to rant. And here I'm sitting here for like 10 minutes hearing some monologue about how I hate him and everything.
That's
crazy, man.
We were there last year.
It's crazy, yo. Just one comment about Martinelli playing up front, and this is the response.
This is how desperate we are. This is how desperate we are. By the way,
I mean, look, According
just
to our
scored one
injured list,
goal.
we've got Ben White, Saka, Wanyeri, and Tomiyasu, right? So we've got pretty much our full defense back. I'd honestly play Lewis Skelly because I think he's been the best, even though he's a midfielder. I think he's been the best left back that we've had that's available. I think Calafiori hasn't fitted in yet, and Zinchenko's shit. And Tierney, I think, has Arteta's nudes because he doesn't want to play him. So, in my opinion, personally, well, that's why there's got to be some reason why they ain't playing him. And they can't even sell him to Celtic this January. So, in my opinion, yeah, I want a full strength team, TJ. After that 10-minute monologue, I'm so sorry. I want a full strength team, please.
Me too.
Yeah, well,
That was that easy. Why do I have to go on, man? I swear, I don't know why I give anyone the pleasure of
sometimes you just
Martinelli up front.
You need to get it
why
off
we-
your
that's
chest,
why
man.
we just we give you the ball sometimes.
No.
It was just a random thing.
I'm not. I can't.
It's kind of because we're here for you all as brethren, man. So if you want to get off your
Appreciate
chest,
it,
get
brother.
off your chest, man.
Yeah,
We're here for
appreciate
you,
it,
man.
brother. Appreciate it.
100%, man.
United therapy, fantastic.
We here for you,
Yeah.
man.
We're all going through something. Man. We're all going through something.
Yeah, he'll go back there in the summer.
See, Fuzzy's confident, man. That doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies either. Shout out Hot
you know
Fuzz.
what? And I normally walk into these matches. You look at our record against United at home. It's really, really good. But I swear to God, maybe it's the last two results that have affected me a bit. I think it obviously is. Those last two games are going to affect everyone. But Arsenal on bad form, your best player being out, it isn't an excuse because I think Arsenal still can get the job done without Saka. I mean, that's what we're here for. I mean, everyone complains about, but we don't have Saka, but your manager's the reason why we don't have a backup for Saka. So I thought you were happy with a 7 out of 10 Raheem Sterling window, but obviously you're not now. So listen, we'll wait and see. But yeah, in my opinion, tomorrow we've got to go full throttle, full strength, and that's all we can do. And let's see if the players actually give a shit.
I heard today that Saka has the same injury that Joe Cole got and Robbie Fowler got.
He won't be the same player when he comes back, and that's a fact. I firmly believe that. Because that injury isn't a nice one. That is one of the most horrible injuries you can. I think his his hamstring actually was detached or whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but it's a horrible injury. And people say he's going to be back February, March. I think he'll be back. No way. Season. He'll be back in May. There's no way he will recover that in just over 2 months. There's no way.
If this club is smart, and you know what, I'm giving them way too much credit by even saying that. But if this club is smart, they'll shut him down until next season. We're not winning anything. We're not winning. We're like, and I'm gonna be on. Let me be honest with you guys. Like, Liverpool are gonna run away with this thing. We're gonna eventually drop points, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh well, TJ, I got that fraud Ryan dropping into my DMs like he's trying to sleep with me or something, saying, "Hey TJ,
16 out of 10 piece of shit."
Hey TJ, you just look at our away schedule at the end of the season, lad. It's gonna be really, really hard on it. I'm like, you guys haven't been bothered except for against Nottingham Forest and against Spurs in a cup match. Like, and leg one away, by the way. They're at Anfield, right, that's going to be a whole different story.
Oh, yeah, shit. We're wearing the white kit. Yeah, we're losing. We're wearing the white kit.
We covered this.
We're 1 and 2. We lost to Forest. We lost to Liverpool because I remember, if you all vividly remember,
Forest, by the way, championship
if you all vividly remember the Forest game, I want to be in the Champions League. The Prime Video shit. I want to be in the Champions League. Him slapping the fucking, where they put in their dirty towels and shit, Mikel Arteta, in the Amazon Prime documentary. Do you not remember that?
Trying to forget that.
And then we obviously lost to Liverpool, and then we beat Oxford in it. Yay! So that's another reason.
Powerhouse. Hey, respect Oxford United. Powerhouse. Oxford United.
I mean, listen, the cause is great. What it goes to 100%, but it is a constant bad omen for us. And listen, I'd rather just give our sponsor or money or whatever to the cause and not wear the kit because it actually gives us bad luck. But we've got to wear the kit, and we've got bad luck on our side, I like to think.
Dude, that was one of the worst. I don't mean to bring back old memories, but that Forest game at the City Ground when we and Nuno Tavares got freaking yanked and the 33rd minute, and that was like his last game with us, bro. I don't think I've ever been more mad after watching an Arsenal game than that. I don't think that was so brutal. But yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to that kid at all. But I mean, I understand the cause. But like we're playing at home in front of our own fans. Like, we're gonna really roll this out now. Like let's I understand it, but still at the same time, gives me a bad feeling. And I'm not like a superstitious guy at all. I'm really not. But just the track record is absolutely awful. By the way, guys, get your questions in. We're going to wrap up here in about the next 15, 20. What I was going to say next question, just because it applies. Are you guys giving any cadence to the rumors? Are you guys giving anything to the rumors about Marcus Rashford to Arsenal, or is he going Italy?
Yeah, he's going abroad. It's just funny to say from a United perspective, but I don't think there's anything genuine. I don't think you lot.
The funny thing is, though, Mikel Arteta would do that.
Oh, I think
definitely. It's such an Arsenal thing to do. It is a very
I know. I was speaking to my mate the other day, and he was telling me, he's one of my best mates. I've known him since I was literally yay high. And he was just telling me, if we brought in Marcus Rashford, Arteta could really reinvent him. And I just thought,
that's where it starts.
Your brethren's on it, man. Hey, that Rashford Martinelli link up, man.
Do me a favor, bro.
That's how the Kai Havertz thing started too.
Rashford Martinelli. Havertz, man. You know what I'm saying? You got
Rashford,
Havertz and Martinelli the other side, man.
Raheem and Rashford.
If I had Hennessy, I'd drink it right now.
I'm with that.
That's not happening, TJ.
I'm with that, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm really looking.
You know what? We could sign him and then see the best of him, because I don't think we've seen the best of Marcus Rashford. We didn't see the best of Raheem Sterling. When he won multiple Premier League trophies and multiple, he won loads of things, but we hadn't seen the best of him yet. Load of PR bollocks. Anyway,
this is why I'm afraid that we'll do it. This is why I'm afraid. Like we in a million years would have never thought we would have gone out and gotten Raheem Sterling.
Aren't you guys selling him for like 20 million or 25 million or something?
No,
that's what Arsenal priced him at.
That's what you priced him at. And you know what? I think that's a great deal for all involvement. 21 M's for Marcus Rashford. Yeah. I'm with that rush again. You know what I'm saying?
No,
let's go.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Connor just mentioned about he meant that number 14 shirt is 3. Or the number 10 shirt, man.
I swear on my life.
All right, well, that was good. I was glad Flawless was able to join us today. That was great. This is a great show.
I was waiting for if I was manager, I'd be waiting for Isak, mate. That's calling for Isak.
I'm just saying the number 10 shirt is free at Arsenal. When I heard that, I was like, perfect, man. Connor, you just mentioned about
by the way.
Trolling us.
Me seeing on Twitter that the Cronkies don't think they're saying that we're not going to have to we don't financially have the funds to sign Isak in the summer, right?
You don't.
We don't.
But do you know what makes me? Do you know why that is? Do you know why that is? Because they finally clocked on and realised this bastard has spent 800 million of our money, and he's asking for 100 million more. Fair play to Stan.
So he's not got the 100 M's. So we got someone for 25.
Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of Stan Kroenke, but fair play.
This criminal guy, man.
He told Mikel to stick it up. Like, you ain't having 100 million of my money. You crazy? How about sell the shit that you bought with it and then come back to me? Give me some money back and then come back to me.
I'll
respect
deals, get some long deals, man.
And do you know what? I swear to the Arteta downfall. It's been going on for a while, but it's really starting now. First it was what was it? It wasn't the ball. What was the thing he said before the ball?
Shit. It was different. The ball was just different. Connor.
No. He said it in a game before that. He said something else. I can't remember what it was. But anyway,
I don't know. He says something dumb he says something dumb in every press conference.
When the delusion kicks in, like we're seeing it with Pep already, innit? Like Pep is like, I think if he stays next season, I mean, fair enough. But you know what I mean? That delusion kicks in and they start to think like they say the most weirdest shit, and then they fall out. So may all the gods pray that this fucker leaves us this season, man. And
bring in Zaggy.
Big up Staffy, by the
way. He wants Ten Hag back.
Connor, let me ask you. Let's say that Arteta finishes in the top 4. Do you think the board sack him or they keep him?
Of course they will. Listen, I think the only way. I think the only way that Arteta leaves is if he decides to walk. I don't think they'll actually. Because we've had this for years. All the board really do want is top 4. We had it under Wenger for many years. It was always top 4, top 4, top 4. But I've already been hearing things that apparently second is good enough with no trophies, but
it was good enough to pass.
Because it's January. We've had our fall off, and now the standards have been lowered. That's just the way it is.
Don't get me wrong. I like a gal, but
go on.
We've
Go on, what was it? Go on. You
It's
like a
shit.
gal, but
I've
go
said
on.
I've
Is this
said worse
going
things
into
about a guy on this
Baby
channel.
oil thing?
And
What are you
do you
talking
know
about?
what's crazy? I found out about him the other day. He was actually Arteta out at one point. Like at the beginning, like I think Terry said it. He was actually Arteta out at one point. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way he was Arteta
Yeah, but
out.
I
that
haven't
was
seen
phase
that at
one,
all.
and then he seen phase two when he was in. That's what it is. He seen
What
phase
phase?
two and was
What
like,
phase
I'm
is
in.
he in? Oh, that
Yes.
Twitter at the moment is fantastic.
Yeah.
You can't. Do you know what? Even as an Arsenal fan, you have to laugh. Some of the stuff we have on Twitter about
No,
ourselves is hilarious.
We're
He
Phase
just
is
signed,
he in?
he just signed not too long ago, signed a new deal, so he's here for a strong minute anyway. But it'd be interesting to see what goes on with you lot. Yeah, shout out to a gal, man.
Yeah, big up
that's
Gal
it.
every
Big
time.
up to her every single time, man.
I don't think
Okay.
you guys actually do get Rashford, but like I said, it is such an Arsenal thing to do. Like you guys would go look at Mercedes Benzes and then buy a Honda and put Mercedes Benz logos on it. Like that's
Hell,
just
we
what it would
wouldn't,
be.
Sheik.
Like that's the thing.
Yes,
You
we will.
would go and look at Mercedes Benz
Sheik.
cars, but then you'd buy a Honda and just put Mercedes
Sheik.
stickers on it and make it
My bro
seem like
Sheik.
it is one. So
My brother Sheik. I've
yeah.
been following this club, my friend, for quite a while. Andre Santos, Tim Kallstrom, Per Mertesacker, Sebastian Squillaci, Alexander Kleb, Yaya Sanogo. Bro, we buy a lot of shit cars and put nice emblems on them. Like, right? I mean, it's been really bad for 20 some years now. The thing, it's the recruiting. I think a lot of it has, especially now with Arteta, maybe even United. I don't know if you guys would agree to this or not. The manager has to have some pull for the players. The players have to see a manager and go, I want to play for that guy. And I don't think Amorim does. I don't think Amorim or Ten Hag really earned that. I don't think Arteta's earned that. The only one I can think of, like in Arsenal history, of the latest history, of course, would be Unai Emery, who actually has a pedigree of winning trophies, right, in Spain. So, and at PSG. So with that said,
But Arteta's won the Community Shield twice.
Oh, shut up, Connor.
That was what he said that pissed me off. That was what he said.
That's the worst.
Two-time Community Shield winner, guys.
I went out and said to our show 2 weeks ago that was the worst press conference he's ever had at this club. That was the worst.
That was it. Sorry, that's what I meant. Sorry, that's what
that
it
was what I knew you were getting at. I knew you were getting at.
That's when the delusion. Now I guarantee, if we lose to Man United, he'll say the air was like unable to for the players to breathe.
Yeah, the rain, the air, the ball, all these excuses, but himself. But the thing is, I'm thinking now at the point where prospective players that we'd look at, let's say this summer, have no reason to join Arsenal. There's no reason to join the club. We're not going anywhere. There's no upside. Yeah, you get a nice paycheck. Yeah, you get a little London. I know that says a lot. You're right. Of course,
living in London and the
at the end of the day, if you want to win things, are players looking at Arsenal to win things? No. And I think United may be out of that now because you have a new manager and just because of the United name. But I think it's getting to a point now where I think players are really looking at who the manager is and where that manager can take their career, right? And there's only a handful left. Like, look at the Prem. I still think Unai Emery's one of the most winning managers in the Prem right now, if I'm not wrong.
TJ Waffles TV, I like that. That's good. That's good. That's good. Big up Staffy, man.
Big up Staffy.
So that's
Staffy has me on his channel once a week. What does that say about him? You know, that says more about him than it does about me.
With Amorim is just the wait and see thing. Not so much this month. Also next month not next month. Sorry, in the summertime. In regards to what Manchester United do. So well soon. But we gonna find out all the questions we have. Yeah, all the questions I have about Amorim and everyone has we're gonna find out in the next 18 months. We're gonna find out how good he is or how he's not up to the standard.
Do you guys think though that you're on the high right now from a great Liverpool performance? Do you still think the rest of your season is going to be kind of up and down, or you guys really just see a trajectory? Or is it just still...
I've stripped it back to basics. I'm not even looking ahead game by game. I'm not looking for where we can finish in the league. I'm not looking ahead towards going on a run, what trophies we can win. It's literally match day by match day. I went back to basics after that Newcastle game, and I was like, you lot are worthless individuals, can't be relied upon for anything. I'm not talking about, maybe we can win 2-3 games here. Arsenal. Right. That's the next game. And then after that, Southampton and so forth. So with it, if game by game, if we perform like we did in the Liverpool game, we'll pick up results and get dubs. But Other than that, we still need to bring someone in anyway. We need to bring a
Sure.
couple players in.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you,
100%.
if Amorim going into next season, if results don't go your way right out the gate before Christmas, what do you guys think your ownership does with this coach?
Depends on the window we have.
Yeah.
Depends how bad it goes. Window is so window dependent. If he spends 200 million and we bring in 6 players, or he spends 100 million and brings in 3 players, that's a whole different level. Who do we get rid of?
You think
Gonna
Ineos
be
will
like-
back him?
Yes.
Yeah, because
will he
they
have-
better.
They have to,
if they
right?
don't
But-
back him, if they don't back him, I will.
You know,
be
they're
live
cutting
every
back.
day
They're cutting back on all
because-
those people's wages and stuff. You know, they
Right.
definitely have the money, right?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
these
yeah.
will be his players, right? These will be his signings.
will
They
be
won't
his
be
signings.
Ineos. This will be Amorim signings, right? Sheik,
Yeah,
Flawless.
it will be this
Yeah.
summer.
the
Will,
roof
will
first.
really be, if anything, like how I'm seeing is this summer will be actually the first summer for Ineos too, as a sporting institution at Manchester United, because now you've hired your own manager. You're going to buy him his own players. This is the first start for them. But again, it's more so, it's not like we don't spend money. We've spent money. We spent a total of 150 million on Mason Mount and Rasmus Højlund. So again, it's more so, again, like we will spend the money, but it's who do we spend the money on? Are they profiles that Ruben is looking for? Are they just big name players, or they're just players who are looking for a club and we're like, yeah, come here, we'll pay you money as well just to be here. So like it shouldn't be that type of thing. And that's why all eyes are on Ineos for sure. Because I've been saying this, you're the reason we're in this situation in the first place. So I expect you to fix it. Definitely expect you to fix it. Go back him the way the same way you kept this energy for Ten Hag and you backed him and you said, okay, we're gonna give this another try. Do the same thing with Ruben Amorim. Do the same thing.
No, to back up Sheik's point in regards to it. That's why I don't. Who owns us? They don't matter. I could own Manchester United. Manchester United make money by themselves. I've been hearing this the entire time that I've been content creating. People fall for the same rumor, and it's going to happen again. Manchester United have no money to spend. Manchester United have 50 million to spend. Manchester United have 100 million to spend. Manchester United have money to spend. Forget the rules. Forget Ratcliffe and what you think of Ineos. Manchester United print money by themselves. So therefore, the money is there to be spent now. How we spend it is going to be key. Who we bring in. Amorim obviously will play a part in that. How much input does he have? Who else is heading it up? It's a very important summer. And also outgoings as well, because we did well this past summer with outgoings. I believe we're going to do well again this summer with outgoings, and that's not even with transfer fees we signed. That's just getting rid of these players. Just getting rid of so many of these players. So I'm all for it. So I'm looking forward to see what we do in the summer. Because Amorim's already shown me with his system that he's a manager of. He's already of the level I thought he was going to be. He's already super impressed me. Yeah, you could manage. Yeah. 100%. Everything I wanted him to do, he's done now. That doesn't mean he's done everything well, but there's more positives than negatives. Everything I wanted him to implement, he implemented.
I mean, I didn't think it got off on a very good foot. To be honest. When he first started, I was like, "What is this guy doing?" I saw memes he wants out in January, right? But then you have a great game against.
Who wants out in January? Amorim.
I've seen memes like just.
Oh yeah, that's people just running jokes. I
gotta admit, guys, the first few games I was not convinced.
Again, because that's what people always do, and I say this all the time: results-based analysis. If we would have won them 3-4 games and performed the exact same, no one would be talking about the manager.
He's onto it. Yeah.
But it's also like from our perspective, we went from one game of Ten Hag to straight away to a game of Ruben Amorim, and it was a massive difference. Like in terms of how we play, the same players that Ten Hag utilized and had our worst ever season in the Premier League. And also in the Champions League, we're seeing the same players and he implemented in that first game against Ipswich. And I saw big differences. I saw an actual style. I saw an actual system. I saw players staying to their position. I saw players doing their job throughout the whole game, sticking to position, all that, off the ball, on the ball, both of those things. I saw us actually have control. We didn't give 20 shots away defensively as a team as well. And we keep like 70% possession for like more than 30 minutes of the game. That's something that I didn't see under Ten Hag at all. So it's like, there's differences for sure. Like you can tell that Ruben Amorim is a clear coach who knows what his idea is. One thing is that he's come into this team and he knows the idea and he's putting everything around the idea, the way that we want to play. And he's not jeopardizing any player over it. And that's something that he's done right away too, is like he gave Rashford a chance. He played a couple of games. after seeing him, play out in the system, he's made the decision that you're not good enough,
Right.
and
It's just not good
you're
enough.
surplus to requirements, and it's as simple as that. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen Maresca do that at Chelsea this season. At the start of the
Mhm.
season, he's axed out someone like Ben Chilwell, like all these other players too. So it's that really, and that's the most important thing, is that he's come into this team, he sees the idea that he has, and he's sticking to it, and that's what he's going to die on, and I respect it, because then he says it himself. A good coach is not someone who just dies, who changes their system, and a good coach is someone who stays with it, and that's really it. You see Ange going through it with Spurs currently, and kind of similar situations. It's the players, so he has to get back, and I think he knew the situation coming to our club. He knew what it was going to be. I think he didn't even have to be here to watch these players and see how these players perform week in, week out. There's some players here that he's worked with before too. Ugarte is a player that he has worked with before at Sporting, and there's some profiles that do kind of fit the system. But overall, it's like, yeah, he understood what he signed up for, and we even though we like pressured him a lot to do it, because I know Ineos told him it's now or never, and yeah, this is what you signed up for, so now you're here. And now, even though, like Flawless mentions this all the time, if you're such a good manager, then I expect to see good things from you. When I say that, I don't mean just like small tweaks. I mean adapting to things. So that's really it. And so far, yeah, I'm impressed with everything that he's done so far. Obviously, the results are different, but the results are always going to be this way with the squad, and especially with a whole new system implement to the squad. I'll say this right now. Like, we're seeing a back three. We saw a back four last season. This squad ain't good for both systems. A back four and a back three. They're terrible in both. So it's like, this is what he has to work with. And I would say this from time to time, he's working miracles. Every single game that I see, I always say that he's working miracles, because he's getting so much out of these players that we didn't even know Ahmad is a good wing back until Ruben came through. And he showed us that Ahmad can actually play as a good wing back. So now these are other things that I'm looking forward to see from him as well. And it's only positives. Like, I can't wait until the summer. I can't wait until he actually does identify his players and he goes out and gets them, and how we actually look as a full team of his. And that's like what I look forward to. But again, there are, at a club like this of our magnitude, we're in a Brighton or West Ham, you have to get results. And that's something that he has to figure out in this journey.
Well said.
Yeah, no, well said. And I've said this before too. I don't remember if it was on this channel or not, but like, I understand that there's going to be pain, and he came in and he said as much. He said that it was going to get worse before it got better. I mean, you had a manager that was one of the most incompetent on the pitch and off the pitch in a long time. PR, he messed it up. Setting the players up, he messed it up. Getting in the right players, he messed it up. So he has a massive cleanup job, and what I've admired about him is the fact that he has a system that he subscribes to, and he didn't change it to try to get results. That was what I really liked about it. And now you're starting to see it take hold, and that's something that, from a rival's perspective, I'm a little bit jealous of, because you don't see Arteta doing that. You don't see, you see Arteta doing that, but when he first started, he was switching everything around. Like, he didn't know what a system was. Having a manager that has a system, that has a track record of success in that system, you guys are going to be dangerous in the next 2 or 3 years if you buy correctly. And that's what makes me a little nervous about it, to be 100% honest with you.
For sure.
But yeah, guys. And yeah, Staffy says we're riding the storm. Only the strong survive. Yeah, we'll get Mike Griggs from stopping from crying every time you guys don't get a result, and I'll believe you.
OTSS.
Recruitment's key. The fact that he banished Rashford and Garnacho is already a 10-10.
Yeah.
Already. Just identifying that instantly and going, hey, these men are rubbish, I got Rashford out of the team, because that was the whole. She told me to show me the tweet. There was the tweet. What's her name? Melissa Reddy. She's a Sky Sports presenter over here.
Oh yeah, I meant to send that to you.
And the tweet was something, I'm paraphrasing, on the lines of nobody's interested in Rashford, no team, because of his high wages and because of his attitude and all this rubbish. So how come there's 5-6 teams looking for him now? You can sell any player. I say this all the time. Maybe not for big money, maybe not for profit, and maybe not a good deal. But people run with these things, like Manchester. Like, we don't see bad players get bought every single window. We watch this, and now we're seeing it with Rashford. AC Milan interested, Juventus interested.
I think that's a perfect move for him. AC Milan, I think, is a
AC
Absolutely.
Milan would be great for him.
I thought Rashford, I
Absolutely.
take that move all day
But there's
long.
another team that play in red that I think would also be great for him, but that's a whole different conversation.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
this
all right.
team,
I wanted to
Paul.
ask
Get that
this.
out of your
I
head.
wanted to answer this. I wanted to answer this
A whole
question real
different
quick.
conversation.
All
Go on, TJ.
I want to get the
Well,
answer.
I'm trying to bin their manager. He's trying to bin Trashford onto us.
Yeah, I know. Well, how
Staffy
when
says
you're at
no.
the dump and then there's a salesman at the dump, like we've like he's gonna try to sell to you, and you know what?
Yeah,
We are
true.
that guy with the raggedy ass clothes and the bad haircut who will buy that shit. We will.
Right.
We have.
Right.
So I'm not surprised by this at all. No, and Dr. Seymour Butts, the Arsenal FC proctologist, our friend and mentor in some cases. He says, "Do you see us getting anyone this window?" No, I don't. I don't see us bringing in anybody. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and I'll let Connor and Dal answer this, and then we'll get to our final thoughts on the match. But no, I don't see us bringing in anybody. We are not a serious club at this point. This manager has shown that I think he's frustrated, and he's showing this in his press conferences. He's making every excuse. Like, he gets these questions, and I don't even think he knows how to field them, which is why he's talking about balls not flying right, pause, community shields as trophies. You know, the back roads he takes to get to London Colney, like you name it. When he starts going crazy at press conferences, you know he's under pressure, and you know he's not getting what he wants. And I just don't see us buying anybody serious. Not only anybody serious. And this goes out to Saad. Saad, when we don't buy anybody, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready for that stream
There's
when
a
I
Cook
say I
Sard
told
show
you
on
so.
on February.
Wait.
February.
Hold up.
This
This is
is
important
February
information.
1st.
Wait. Hold up. This is important information. What did Sad say?
Saad said he thinks we're gonna bring in a gunman, and that we're gonna be buying in January. And he said, and look, I wouldn't normally.
And he thinks, and if he doesn't sign anyone, there is going to be a show called Cook Sard, and it's going to happen. It's going to be on his own channel.
And he has to sit. He has to sit on my channel, Flawless. He has to sit on my channel with a dunce cap overlay on him, because I told him this is what's going to happen, and then me and Connor are going to take turns cooking him, and it's going to be great.
It's only right.
Because
But what happens if you sign a player and he is a gunman, but it's a water gun? Does that count?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't count.
No, it counts. It counts against Arteta.
I know one.
I hate you, Sheik.
I know one.
Personally,
I know one.
I
know someone with the water gun.
I think we may bring someone in. But it'll be January 1st at 11:59 p.m. Right? It's gonna be. It's
gonna be Mudryk on loan, isn't it? It's just going to be.
It's going to be Mudryk on loan.
You know it's going to be
Rashford, and we're probably going to get, maybe even if we're
number
lucky
10
enough,
and number 14,
Johnny
man.
Evans on loan or something. We'll make a play for Johnny Evans, so you guys don't have to worry about him anymore. And maybe we'll bring Ben Chilwell in too, because we knew how much of a beast he was. I mean, it's just, I think there probably is a couple names out there. One of them, I think we bring in one. I think we'll bring in one player. I don't have a clue who that's going to be. But I don't think it's zero. If it's 0 players, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm over the whole fucking thing already. Sorry. I'm just ever since Bournemouth, I'm just done with this manager. I cannot get up for games much anymore. The Newcastle thing, I was throwing my remote at the telly. What I witnessed was so bad. And Ben Chilwell is available.
No.
If he does good to the Arsenal, I will not fucking be surprised. And we may sign a goalkeeper too, because we signed 3 goalkeepers in 2 windows, and that's really helped us win the league. So no, it's out of our hands. Who knows who they're going to bring in?
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts on the game, guys, before we wrap it up. We will start with Sheik. Score prediction. You kind of gave it earlier, but score prediction, final thoughts as we wrap up, and obviously shout out what you got coming up, man. And thanks for coming on as usual, bro.
No, thank you for having me on. Of course, every single time. Make sure you guys did obviously run up the likes and subscribe to everyone, man. For real. Please support TJ. fire content creator, and I'm always glad to be an American idiot, man. Always, like I said, and new layout too. Like I feel like again,
Layout's fire.
singing the national anthem all of a sudden. Oh
Yeah, absolutely.
and you
Layout's
see,
fire.
so yeah. But anyways, with the results, like I said, I'm feeling confident. To be honest, I haven't felt this way in a while, especially for an Arsenal game at the Emirates. But I think we 2-1 normal time. I think we can do it in normal time. 2-1.
Hey, there you go. 2-1. Flawless. I call you a criminal, but you're one of my good friends on there, and you know it's okay.
Jesus.
It's all right to be friends with criminals. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
That's
But
right, that's right.
Sarcasm City
Yeah.
TV.
Depends on the-
If you live under a rock and you don't know who this man is, smash the like on the stream first, then go to Flawless's channel, Sarcasm City TV, and hit the subscribe button. Flawless, what do you got coming up, man?
Yeah, big up. Appreciate you having me first and foremost. I've been on American Idiots before. Always enjoyed the show. But run up the likes here, hit the subscribe button. Hour from now, man, I'm back with the gaslighter extraordinaire. Your favorite gaslighter's favorite gaslighter. Manchester United, Manchester City podcast. Me and Vato. We talking all things Manchester United, all things Manchester City. And Manchester City have just confirmed the deal for what's his name? Is it Kusanov?
the new
centre back. Yeah, the centre back. There's been a here we go for him. So we'll be discussing that, plus City's return to form, plus all things Manchester United. But in regards to this game, Manchester United have the perfect opportunity to go and add more misery to Arsenal's to Arsenal season and pretty much end their trophy drought. Arsenal lose this game, it's done. They're not coming back in the Carabao Cup. Premier League, forget about it. Champions League, forget about it. And it just adds more pressure to the team. It just adds more pressure on top of the manager. Is he going to start talking about the FA Cup football? So we have the perfect opportunity to go and put the nail in the coffin in that season. You don't need much more of an incentive for that. And it builds confidence for us as well, coming from the Liverpool game through to the FA Cup fourth round, if we do indeed get there as well. And like I said, score a goal, but in particular, an early one. Fans are on their case. I'm saying players missing, no Saka, no Wanyeri, for instance, like you mentioned, two of their better attackers. Odegaard not in good form. But I think it'll be 1-1 overall. I think it goes penalties. I think we win on penalties. That's what I'm thinking. And big up Prime. Appreciate that.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yes, hit that link, people. Hit that link as well. Connor.
Yes.
Look,
prediction for this fantastic
look a little bit more
game.
excited.
Briefly.
Because he just thought about Martinelli up top and was like, I see that's a good idea, man. I hear it.
He's also thinking about Marcus Rashford up top as well. So he's kind of like, yeah, I get it.
I want to win though. No, listen. You know, I think I want to go full strength. Are we naming lineup? Sorry, with who we want the team, or not?
No, we're just saying your prediction.
No. Oh, cool.
What do you want? What do you got? What do you got for a prediction?
To be honest,
yeah.
No, lie to us.
I don't know why this is playing on my mind. And listen,
okay.
Cool. Hey, Connor, this is a safe space, man. You can get it off your chest, man.
I know. I don't know why I'm seeing this, but maybe I'm a visionary. I don't know. And maybe it's because the stars were aligning, man. The stars are aligning. We've had such a shit last 2 games. I'm sorry. And it's the most fucked up prediction, probably. I'm going to go for 3-1 United. I don't know why I see that. I don't know why. A team that can barely score goals against a team that has a really good defense and they're going to concede. I don't know what it is, guys. I really don't. I don't know. I have this funny inkling that we are really going to mess this up. And I just think it's because of our last 2 games, maybe. God strike me down. I'm probably the most negative Arsenal fan out there right now, but I'm in such a shit mood. I really am. And do you know what? If we lose this, it's obviously I'm going to be pissed, but maybe it could be a closer way to possibly getting this manager out. I don't know. But yeah, man, I don't know why I can see it. I really don't, guys, but that is what's in my head. And I've got to be honest. I don't feel confident that Arsenal are going to get this done. I really don't. So don't know why that scoreline's in my head, but that's the one I got to go for. But hopefully we go full strength. Maybe we can pull something out of the bag. But personally, for myself, that's what I've got to go for. But I mean, actually, I was going to ask you guys. You're not very good at set pieces, are you? Like conceding set pieces. You're quite terrible, aren't you? Well, then again, you know, there's the question of who are we going to actually be all right on set pieces? Because recently, since Nicholas Hoyvier has had that, what did they do? That not Amorim because he ain't dead. That mural, mural outside the Emirates. So ever since he's had that, it's gone a bit downhill. That video of Troops, if you don't follow No Context Fan TV on Twitter, you've got to follow it. That video of him where he saw Nicholas Hoyvier on the touchline, he was like, "Gavin, man, main character syndrome, telling us to go, did. Oh man, he's jokes, man. That guy's he's so funny. And who's bagging Jesse? For Arsenal, I'm gonna go off a set piece, so I'm gonna go from either Gabriel or Saliba. And the three for United, I'm gonna go for a brace for Ahmad if he does play, because I know you might rotate, but I think Ahmad is gonna really tear up our left hand side because that is the weakest. And I'm going to go for who takes your penalties? Bruno. I'll go for a Bruno pen.
God, that would be the worst. Why are you doing this?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but this is. I've got to keep it honest and real. At least if we lose, at least I know I was right. So
brutal.
But it genuinely is the fact. If I listen, I normally do back my team, and I will say, maybe I should say, Colin, just back your team. You know, it's your team for God's sake. But I seriously, in my head, I'm seriously thinking we're going to lose this. So yeah, that's my prediction.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I got this toxic guy, Staffy, to be 100% honest with you. And by the way, I had to change my camera angle because my freaking Elgato just died on me. I don't know what the hell just happened there.
All right, okay, with the CCTV footage. I see you, man. I got different camera angles, you know.
Yeah, no, this camera angle does not do me any justice. Dow, final thoughts, my friend.
Oh, God. 2-1. I got to have faith, bro. 2-1 the Arsenal.
George Michael, I hear it.
Yeah, what a two. I'm kind of over the whole season. It's just a wash. I still get up at 5 a.m. to watch this shit club. But yeah, 2-1. I think there's going to be a response to the Newcastle game.
All right.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so too. But I'm not 100% sure. But I've got to go 2-1. It's a tight KG affair. But if it's at home, I gotta predict that we can eke it out. So yeah, 2-1, no pens.
Yeah. I'm going 2-1. I'm going 2-1, but consolation goal for United. I have to believe, at least minimum, that we've done enough. We've done enough to handle a team that has a manager that's been at the job for 3 months.
Ooh.
We have to, like, if not, then we have to have even more serious conversations about this. And I will get grayer and I will get fatter, and this manager will still be in the job.
Don't let yourself go, TJ, for this manager. It's not worth it.
Dude, I know.
He sticks his hair on every morning anyway, so there's no point.
Hey, TJ, feel free to show that image I sent you earlier too. If you have a second.
No,
Just
yeah,
to give everyone a real good idea of what we're at.
Bro, look at this fraud, man, coming out here saying that I'm toxic. He's saying that United aren't going to win. What, this guy, man?
I mean, this is the face of Arsenal, right? I mean, look at it.
But we've won the Community Shield twice.
Oh my God. They said black.
That's it. That's the reality. We we never defended our Prem title. Invincibles, yay! I don't even talk about that anymore. Right? I mean, that's the real deal. Those are the real numbers we're facing as a club.
He's the man. He's the man to take Arsenal to the top. There's no one else better than Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta is the savior. He's everything.
I agree.
Fuck me,
dude. I will blame whoever I want for my calorie intake, Staffy. You're not my dad. It's all right.
And do you know what? No, never mind. I'm not
doing this rabbit hole again. I'm not going down this rabbit hole again. Big up everybody again. This has been episode 88 of the American Idiot Show. You can catch us. Hopefully, I'll be able to do a match reaction. My wife's girlfriends are coming into town, so I don't know what my office is going to look like, if I'll have one. So you will get one at some point.
Yourself in the office, TJ. That's the thing. You got a door that locks, bro.
Bro, I might. I seriously might. And then you can catch me on Staffy TV on Monday for American Waffle, and then obviously for our show, Man United Gunner Talk podcast on Sarcasm City TV with Flawless. And obviously we will be talking about Flawless's favorite team, Tottenham Hotspur. and previewing the North London Derby, I'm
Nah,
sure.
no. It'll be recapping it because it's Wednesday, remember?
Oh, okay.
I'll be
Recapping
recap.
it, and I'll be
Exactly.
dancing on some graves because we're
I'm
winning
gonna try
2
to
in
get
a
the
row.
Spurs lot in that show as well, man. I'm trying to pattern that to get the Spurs.
Oh yeah,
lot
just
in that show.
get De Niro in there, and we'll have.
Yeah, I've been trying to
Yes,
get
De Niro. Yeah,
Yeah.
De Niro.
We've got to play them lot
Get
after.
De Niro.
Fuck.
Yeah,
man.
get De
Oh
Niro.
wait, you lot could potentially lose to us and Spurs in like the space of
Yeah,
like
get
4
De
days.
Niro.
Or run me
Get
that.
Yeah,
man.
let's
Oh,
not.
I
We're
need
not.
that.
That's not happening. Don't worry about it. That's
that.
not
Get
happening.
it.
Are you confident? Yeah.
I gotta be confident because if we lose, I'm gonna be.
Wait,
It's gonna be rough for me.
Spurs is at your place, right?
It's at
Yes,
the
it is.
yeah,
Oh, I need this, man. I need these 2
Oh
wins.
no, my gosh!
I need these
Well,
two
Don't even,
We're beating
guys. We're
Spurs.
gonna
It's
we're gonna
a
redirect
sensational
you.
week for Flawless. You know,
Guys, we're
need
gonna
these
redirect you over to Southern Gooner, over to Maddie. Maddie is having a therapy session, so go over there. Say TJ Warren TV raid. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to Chic TV. Make sure you're subscribed to Sarcasm City TV. And you know how we end every show.
But just remember, before you do that clip, just remember, Havertz is hairy. Just remember that.
You don't have the answers, DJ.
Do you have the answer?
You don't have the answers.
Tony, do you